Adam Tapp, a seasoned paramedic, had dedicated his life to saving lives. From the moment he donned his uniform, he knew his mission was to be there for others in their most vulnerable moments. His journey began years ago, driven by a passion to make a difference. He was a beacon of hope in moments of crisis, a figure people could rely on when everything seemed to be falling apart. His calm demeanor and steady hands brought comfort to those in distress, a calming presence amidst chaos. Adam's ability to maintain composure under pressure was unparalleled. He had a unique gift for connecting with people, offering them reassurance when they needed it most. His days were spent rushing towards danger, navigating through traffic with sirens blaring, always ready to face the unknown. Each call was different, each situation unpredictable, but Adam thrived in this environment. His heart pounding with the rhythm of sirens, he remained focused and determined. The adrenaline fueled his actions, but it was his training and experience that guided him through each emergency. He had witnessed the fragility of life countless times, from the emergency room to the accident scene. Each encounter was a stark reminder of how precious life is and how quickly it can change. Yet he remained deeply committed to preserving it. His dedication was unwavering, and his compassion for his patients was evident in every action he took. He knew that every second counted, and he worked tirelessly to make a difference. Little did he know, fate had a profound experience in store for him, one that would test his limits and change his perspective forever. It was an event that would leave an indelible mark on his soul, one that would forever change his perspective on life and death. This experience would challenge everything he thought he knew and force him to confront his own mortality. Adam's journey as a paramedic had instilled in him a deep sense of empathy and compassion. He had seen the best and worst of humanity, and it had shaped him into the person he was today. He understood the preciousness of each breath, the delicate balance between life and death. Every patient he encountered was a reminder of the fragility of existence. The delicate balance between life and death was something he faced daily. He knew that his actions could mean the difference between a life saved and a life lost. He carried this understanding with him, not just in his professional life, but also in his personal life. The experiences he had on the job influenced how he interacted with his loved ones, but also in his personal life. He cherished every moment with his family, knowing how fleeting life could be. His work had taught him to appreciate the small things and to never take anything for granted. It was this inherent respect for life that made his near-death experience all the more profound. It was a moment that would stay with him forever, a reminder of the thin line between life and death and the importance of every breath we take. It was an ordinary evening, the kind where the sun sets gently over the horizon, casting a warm glow over the neighborhood. The streets were quiet, and the cityscape was bathed in the soft hues of twilight. When Adam's life took an unexpected turn, he had no idea that this evening would be different, that it would mark a significant change in his life. He was indulging in his hobby of wood etching, a passion that had grown over the years. The familiar scent of burning wood filled his workshop, a comforting aroma that always brought him peace. The air crackled with creative energy as he meticulously etched intricate designs onto a piece of wood. Each stroke of his tool was deliberate, each line a testament to his skill and dedication. He was lost in his craft, his mind focused on the task at hand. The world outside his workshop faded away, leaving only the rhythmic sound of his etching tool and the vision of his design. He was unaware that danger lurked just around the corner, hidden in the very place he felt safest. As Adam reached for his etching tool, a surge of electricity coursed through his body. It was a moment of sheer terror, a silent attack that came without warning. It was a silent attack, a sudden and unexpected jolt that sent shockwaves through his system. His muscles contracted involuntarily and his mind was overwhelmed by the searing pain. He had accidentally touched a live wire, and in that instant, his world went dark. The workshop, once a place of creativity and solace, had become a scene of chaos and fear. His body crumpled to the floor, his life hanging precariously in the balance. The silence of the workshop was broken only by the sound of his fall, a stark contrast to the vibrant energy that had filled the room moments before. The wood etching tool, once a source of creative expression, now lay beside him, a silent witness to the tragedy that had unfolded. The tools that had brought him so much joy and satisfaction were now scattered on the floor, abandoned in the wake of the accident. In a desperate bid for help, Adam's trembling hand reached for his phone. He managed to dial 911, his voice barely a whisper as he described his situation. The operator's calm voice guided him, providing a lifeline in his moment of need. Within minutes, the sound of sirens filled the air. The paramedics arrived swiftly, their training kicking in as they assessed Adam's condition. They worked quickly, stabilizing him and preparing him for transport to the hospital. At the hospital, a team of doctors and nurses took over. They worked tirelessly, their expertise and dedication shining through as they fought to save Adam's life. The hours passed in a blur, each moment critical. Adam's family waited anxiously in the hospital, their faces etched with worry. They clung to each other for support, their hearts heavy with fear and uncertainty. The waiting room was filled with a tense silence, broken only by the occasional update from the medical staff. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Adam began to show signs of recovery. His eyes fluttered open, and he was greeted by the relieved faces of his loved ones. The road to recovery would be long, but he had survived the ordeal. As he lay in the hospital bed, Adam reflected on the events that had transpired. His hobby, once a source of joy, had nearly cost him his life. It was a sobering reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of safety. When he finally returned to his workshop, Adam took extra precautions. He installed safety measures and made sure to double-check everything before starting his work. The experience had changed him, making him more aware and cautious. Despite the incident, Adam's passion for wood etching remained. He continued to create, but with a newfound respect for the tools and the environment he worked in. His hobby had turned into a hazard, but it had also taught him valuable lessons about safety and resilience. 11 minutes. It may not seem like a long time in the grand scheme of things, but in the delicate balance between life and death, it can feel like an eternity. That's how long Adam's heart remained silent, a stark reminder of how fragile life truly is. In those 11 minutes, the world around him seemed to hold its breath. 11 minutes of suspended animation, a void between life and death. The hospital hallway stood eerily empty, the clock ticking in slow motion, and the deserted street at dawn painted a picture of stillness. His friend, who was with him at the time, witnessed the horrifying scene unfold. They had been enjoying a normal day, laughing and talking, when suddenly, everything changed. Panic surged through him as he realized the gravity of the situation. His mind raced, trying to process what was happening, but the sight of Adam collapsing left him paralyzed with fear. He immediately sprang into action, his training kicking in as he dialed for help. His hands shook as he held the phone, the operator's voice a lifeline in the chaos. Every second felt like an eternity as they waited for the paramedics to arrive. The tension in the air was palpable, each tick of the clock amplifying the urgency of the situation. Adam's lifeless body lay on the floor, his chest still, his eyes closed. The paramedics worked tirelessly, their faces etched with determination as they fought to bring him back. The silence was deafening, broken only by the frantic pleas for him to wake up. His friend's voice cracked with desperation, each cry a testament to the bond they shared. Time seemed to stand still, each tick of the clock a painful reminder of the precious life that was slipping away. The seconds dragged on, each one a battle against the inevitable. The paramedics performed CPR, their movements precise and practiced. The defibrillator pads were applied, and a jolt of electricity coursed through Adam's body, a desperate attempt to restart his heart. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, a spike on the heart monitor, a flicker of hope. The room held its breath as the line steadied, a sign that life was returning. Relief washed over everyone present. Tears of joy and gratitude flowed freely as they hugged each other, the weight of the past 11 minutes lifting from their shoulders. Adam opened his eyes, a weak smile forming on his lips. He was back, pulled from the brink by the quick actions of his friend and the skill of the paramedics. As the sun rose over the city, it marked not just a new day, but a new beginning for Adam. 11 minutes had made all the difference, a testament to the fragility and resilience of life. News of the accident reached Adam's wife, her world shattering with each ring of the phone. The voice on the other end delivered the devastating news, each word piercing her heart like shards of glass. Her husband, her soulmate, her rock, was fighting for his life. Despite the overwhelming fear that threatened to consume her, she remained resolute. She knew she had to stay strong, for Adam, for their family. She rushed to the hospital, her mind racing, her heart pounding in her chest. The wait at the hospital was agonizing, each passing minute an eternity. She clung to hope, praying for a miracle. As we embark on this journey into the spherical light, we find ourselves enveloped in a radiant glow. The light, warm and inviting, seems to beckon us forward. With each step, the world around us transforms, revealing the harmonious dance of colors and shapes. It's almost as if the light has a life of its own, guiding us gently through its luminous embrace. We move deeper, feeling a sense of peace and wonder, as if we've entered a realm where time and space no longer hold sway. This journey, though extraordinary, feels oddly familiar, like a long-forgotten memory being brought back to life. And so, we continue, eager to see what lies ahead in this mesmerizing voyage. As we journey further, we begin to see the boundaries of self dissolve. In this transformative moment, we realize that we are part of something much larger. The individual self merges with the collective, creating a sense of unity and interconnectedness. It's a profound experience that changes our perception of who we are and our place in the world. Awakening is not just a moment, it's a process. It's about recovering parts of ourselves that we had forgotten or lost. This recovery brings a sense of renewal and revitalization, allowing us to move forward with a clearer sense of purpose and direction. We start to see the world with fresh eyes, appreciating the beauty and complexity of life in ways we never did before. With this newfound awareness, we develop a deeper appreciation for life. Every moment becomes precious, every experience a gift. We start to savor the simple joys and find meaning in the mundane. This shift in perspective helps us to live more fully and authentically, embracing each day with gratitude and wonder. As we continue on this path, we begin to build a legacy of peace and gratitude. Our actions and choices reflect this inner transformation, influencing those around us and creating a ripple effect of positive change. We leave behind a world that is a little bit better, a little bit kinder, and a little bit more connected. And in doing so,